From the savannah to the Midland and the Atlantic, Ambazonia has risen to fall no more. Ambazonia rise.
Dear Ambazonians on the home front and diaspora.
Dear Ambazonia freedom fighters in the home front and in the diaspora.
The Ethics Commission of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia is coming out to alert you that it is becoming more and more evident that the former British Southern Cameroons, aka Ambazonians, will soon emerge as the newest nation in the world.
We are calling on all of us to start preparing to receive Ambazonia as parents prepare to receive their firstborn child. Malcolm X said, tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. We are already very educated, talented, and very rich in natural resources. Do all this guarantee a safe and prosperous Ambazonia? The answer is an emphatic no. Theodore Roosevelt said, to educate a person in the mind but not in morals is to educate a menace in society.
Ambazonians, it is time to start planning to restore our cultural and social values that characterize us as a people of good repute. Before our Republic to Cameroon invasion, we were respectful of each other, of the law, and of our culture. We earned our living through honest hard work, making clean money for ourselves.
Our values helped us to maximize the benefits of our natural resources as well as our human resources. Southern Cameroons were serene and clean, simply beautiful in spirit and in the physical. We all long for such a place to call home, and we can make it happen by God's grace.
Our local government areas and counties, are you preparing? Do you have an ethics commission in your local government areas, counties to serve as a moral compass for you? Do you have a copy of the Ambazonia Ethics Code and the Constitution?
All arms of government, do you have an ethics agency? Departments of DSS, HSS, Communications and IT, Education, DHACM, DFA and DEINR. Do you have ethics agency to serve as a moral compass for your departments?
Ambazonians, you need to know your rights by reading the Ethics Code and the Constitution.
Shame unethical behavior and reward good behavior in your communities. Hold leaders accountable. Be the watchdog of your communities and governments. See something, say something.
The church, you are the main research center of moral principles with the responsibility of moralizing the society. How effective are you outside the church building?
Maya Angelou said, when you know better, then you do better. Ambazonians, watch ethics for an emerging Ambazonia every Friday at 4 p.m. Amba time.
Exclusively on ABC Amba TV. Stay tuned.
Okay. We are the champions and in the area. Everybody else in the area. Let's go there. The champions and in the area. Everybody else in the area. We are champions. We are champions. We are champions. We are champions. Champions say howdy, 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 champions say howdy. Over and over again we see, the touch of your greatness, Lord, in us. Whoa. Come join me sing now, let's celebrate together. Come join me praise now, let's jubilate together. The champions and in the area, everybody else in the area, let's go there. The champions and in the area, everybody else in the area, we are champions. Champions say howdy, 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 champions say howdy. You've always been a winner, you are the best. You one of a kind, but darling, you can contest. The top is made for you, trust me, nothing less. I know that you noticed. Dance to the beat, on this beat you can do anything. In the process, just get anything. Then you, yeah. I'm feeling so high on this beat, but my mind only goes. Let's go! We are champions. We are champions. We are champions. We are champions. Champions say howdy, 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 champions say howdy. Sing got it, be you got it, got it, everybody got it, everybody no Dutchess. Let go.
Good evening, fellow Ambazonians, and welcome to once again another presentation of the Ethics Commission of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia on the People's ABC Amba TV. My name is Tom Dola from Babesi LGA, Gogutunja County, and I'm the Vice Chair of the Ethics Commission, with Maduro Tingwa being the able chair lady of the Ethics Commission. Today, we come to you with two powerful panelists, two giants in our struggle, to talk about the war being waged upon us, or the genocidal war being waged upon us by La République du Cameroon. Our topic today is war ethical, especially the war in Ambazonia? What a question. For us Southern Cameroonians, Ambazonians, on whom a war has been waged by La République, and we are only fighting back and defending ourselves, it goes without question that what we are doing, what our ARFs are doing, fighting back, is just the right thing to do by international law, by every moral standard, and by everything that people hold dear. Even the nations, big nations today, they had to liberate themselves from some oppressors, and nobody calls their war something bad or unethical. So why should ours be different? So we are going to talk about that, and with our two powerful panelists, Barrister Mbesa and Commissioner Willie. So please, for some self-introduction, Barrister Tim Mbesa, I will go with you first. Welcome on the show, and thank you for your unending commitment to Ambazonia.
Well, thank you for receiving me. I'm not sure that I need any further introduction because I think I'm so regular on this discussion that almost everybody knows me. But for those who don't know, I'm a lawyer. But be careful, I'm not addressing this issue of war being ethical or not on the legal basis. No. I'm also a human being. I'm a Christian. And so my focus, I think, will be essentially religious. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. Commissioner Willie, nice to see you.
Well, thank you, everybody.
Please, yes, I don't think you
Good
need
morning to the flag.
much introduction, but please go ahead.
Yeah, good morning to the flag, and good morning to Homefront, and good morning to everybody. My name is Willie. They call me Commissioner Willie, the Commissioner for Homefront, and I double as the County Coordinator for Manu County. So I'm happy to join you guys today to shed light on everything that we'll discuss. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Willie. Who's the able chair of Manu County, the great Manu County, and has been doing a great job. So today, our show is going to be as follows. I'll give an introduction, and then there will be a recap of the last show by Barrister Tim Mbesa. And then the discussion points will follow. If the notion of war is unethical, as some so-called Southern Cameroonians who don't want to hear anything about Ambazonia are saying, and what is the nature of the conflict in Ambazonia? What are some of the unethical elements happening? Then there will be the patriotic statement, where we will talk about one of the rules, ethical rules, the compliance with the law. So this year, Ethics for an Emerging Nation is spotlighting on ethical issues plaguing Ambazonians at home and abroad. The more Ambazonians engage in discussions on ethical issues now, the better our chances of having a peaceful and smooth transition when we get to Boya, when our independence that was granted us 61 years ago and refused has been recognized by the very same crooked United Nations body that gave us that independence and stole it from us again, with the connivance of La République and their puppet master, France, of course. Applied knowledge is power. There is no liberty without morality. We are equipping ourselves for a morally upright nation so that when we hit the ground running, ethics will be in the fiber of every Ambazonian from the grassroots to the federal government. And then there will be accountability, responsibility, truth, transparency, so that we do not disintegrate in like some other new nations have done. And we are starting it here in the diaspora. So that was it for the introduction. Barrister Tim, do you please do some recap of what we talked about in our last show? Thank you.
Well, our last show was entitled Entitlements. We're there with entitlement. What is an entitlement? An entitlement is what you think is rightfully yours. And there are sometimes that will make mistakes to claim something that is ours when we don't have any claim to it. An entitlement is a rightful claim, but there are also wrongful claims. For example, we showed that if you were employed to do a job, you are entitled to a pay commensurate with the functions that you are performing. And so if you're a teacher and your salary is 50,000, you're entitled to 50,000. But the negative part of it is that you don't have to say on your own, my 50,000 is not enough. Let the children contribute 10 other thousand and add to it. That's no longer an entitlement to you. We showed that if you are like back home, there's something we call government teachers, government workers, government this and that. We try to show that you are not a government worker. No. You are a state agent. You are a state worker. Because a government is different. Today we have the CPDM. Tomorrow will be a different party. Tomorrow could be SDF, could be UNDP. You're not working for UNDP. You're not working for CPDM. You're working for the state of Cameroon. Because that money paid to you is from the treasury that everybody contributes to, even people who are not members of the CPDM. So you're not working for the government, you're working for the state. And if tomorrow that government is no longer there, the next government will not come and fire you collectively because they have come in with their own different party. Now, we'll try to explain that. And then we said, look, we distinguished it also. You see, there's so many mistakes that we make back home. And they are made almost all over the world, but Cameroon is unique for that. If you are, again, a teacher, because that's the largest corps of civil servants, and you are trained, a teacher, you've done your university degree, you have done your economy, you have put in a number of years. If you qualify to be a principal of a school, or even just a headmaster, you can be the headmaster or the principal of a school anywhere. If you are a backward man, for example, or woman, and you qualify to be a principal, you are not bound to be the principal only in backward land. Your qualification can take you to be a principal in Manfred, in Cambe, or anywhere else, and vice versa. Because this idea of idealizing people, oh yeah, this is Fako, my home division. I must be headman here because I'm from Fako, I'm Bakwarian. It's just so unethical that should be disregarded. In fact, it is unconscionable. People who qualify to do their jobs can do them anywhere. And so, if you are the finance minister, let me take it off the level. It's not because you're a finance minister that you will just take half of the treasury and send to your village to construct a hall or build a school, just because you happen to be from there. No, that's unethical. A finance minister, like any other person distributing the national cake, should do it as you are entitled to. You have to justify, for example, why you must construct the Douala on the road for the past 20 years, and why the people who are sitting on the so-called ring road for decades and for centuries have never had a 5 meter of that road. You have to justify. It's not just because you come from Yaoundé that they should dig all the roads to Yaoundé. That's unethical. You should justify why, for example, I'm giving live examples. If you go to the west in Cameroon, what they call west, they have about 9, 10 divisions. All their divisional headquarters are linked by that road. Why? Just because they happen to have some Bamileke people sitting up there in the position of the roads. What's the ethical about that? That you can have all those roads there and somebody in a debato where all the oil that we have, all the money that we're using to dig the roads in Bafusam, in Kambe, now in Bafusam, in Cham, the money is coming from there. What's the ethical part of it? So we'll review all that ethical application and unethical behavior. I will narrow it down to what we expect in the future Ambazonian government. And we concluded we have to avoid those things. And one of those ways that we can avoid them, we hopefully avoid them, is that our budgets for whatever thing will not be left at the discretion of the president or prime minister, who will come out by decree. Go and give Manfi 200 million. Decree. Go and give Kambe 1 billion. Now, all our expenditures will have to pass through the National Assembly, debated and approved. So they can even go back and say, well, I put this project for road from Wum to Kambe. They voted it down. It's not because I am the MP that I could not, that I could just impose it. You have justification as a politician. You have justification as a citizen. They will tell you why they voted their own budget down. Why they thought that it was better to construct a road from around Dokoti, 50 kilometers of road, instead of constructing 10 kilometers of road from Metazem to Santa. And so that's where we narrowed it to. That's what we thought Ambazonian will look like when we finally get to Buea. Thank you. That was about all that we did.
Thanks very much, Barrister Tim, for that wonderful recap, and leaves nothing to be added upon. So, I mean, those are things which, to have a live example of what is very unethical, of what we do not want, what is happening, you just look at La Republique, what is happening there. All those things we listed and which we want to better in the future Ambazonia are the things that are happening in La Republique that has been imbibed upon us for over 60 years, living together with them. And we, the government in exile, and all the Ambazonians abroad, and all those freedom-loving Southern Cameroonians are already practicing this ethical codes in our LGAs, our counties, who all have a copies of it, and many of them have ethics commissions set up. So, to our discussion points today, you hear some people who hail from Southern Cameroons and who don't want anything to do with the Southern Cameroonian struggle, our independence quest. They say, oh, that one a war. I don't like war. War is not good. It is bad. It is unethical, whatever. And, of course, they would point a finger at us Southern Cameroonians, forgetting to know it is the La Republique that waged war upon us after we asked for just what belongs to us, our entitlement. We once had this so-called federal government, asked first of all for a return to federation. It was refused. And we are for the total independence of the Federal Republic of Amazonia. Everybody admonishing that has to be dealt with, imprisoned or killed. And that is how the war came upon us. And we are only defending ourselves. So, what do we have to say to such people who hide behind such whimsical excuses to say, oh, I don't want a war, I don't want to be involved, and all that? Because when I come to think of it, a mother having a child and who will do everything to protect that child. If somebody comes and is trying to take away the life of that child, that mother will not sit there and say, oh, I'm peaceful, I do not like war. No, that mother will show you the other side of her, the protecting side of her. And that is exactly what we are doing. Our nation, our lives are under threat and are being wasted daily, and we have the right to fight back. So, Commissioner Willie, starting with you, what would we say to such people? I mean, how is our that the notion of war is unethical?
Yes, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I will speak in two versions. I will speak in English, and then I will talk for pidgin English so that my mommy they will understand the way
Yes.
we talk. Why I will speak in English is for other people who are non-Ambazonians, so that they can be able to listen, and if they're in their parliament, they can listen to it. And I will speak in English, in pidgin English, because I'll be talking to my people directly. You said, well, is war ethical or unethical on Ambazonia? Whether war is ethical or is unethical, the question is to who? We have people called the Republic of Cameroon. They have come to Ambazonia. They have invaded Ambazonia. This is total invasion of Ambazonia. And they're trying to wipe us off on this earth. And as such, our people have to stand up to fight and resist to send the enemy out of our land. When it comes to the ethicalness, as you want me to say, the ethic does not apply in this situation, because when you talk of ethic, you have to meet the Republic of Cameroon and tell them about ethics. At this time, Ambazonians are not fighting for ethics. Let me tell you the truth. We are fighting for survival. We are fighting for survival, what they call survival of the fittest. At this difficult moment in the world, nobody in their right mind will sit and then you come to the house, you invade the house and you come and kill them, and they tell you ethics. Even in America or in Europe, just cross to your neighbor's house. If you are playing a football and the ball go across the fence, once you jump into that fence to go get that ball, sometimes you might be shot by the neighbor. So in that case, do you look at it as ethical or unethical? Just to go pick your ball. Then we are talking here of total invasion, where another country called the Republic of Cameroon that got her independence in 1960, January 1960. They have crossed their boundary, they violated international laws and regulations that you people know of, come to another country called Ambazonia that got their independence in 1961, 1st of October 1961, and they are killing us, burning our houses, raping our women, messing up our economy, eradicating us. And then you talking ethics in this situation. Our parents, our sisters, and our mothers at this time, ethics does not apply to them. What applies to them is survival of the fittest. If your house is on fire, your house is being invaded by a rapist, by a killer, are you going to be sitting to be reading books to get them out of your house? At this time, what Ambazonians have to do is to arrest, eradicate those who have invaded the house or their houses, to kick them out. The Republic of Cameroon have the right to retreat back to their country of origin, maintain their international boundary as set by United Nations and other organizations. We all know when we were kids, our parents used to give us rice in a tray. And when they give you rice in the tray, what did your mother do? She would take a cook spoon and demarcate the rice on the tray. Maybe there are 4 of you in the house, 4 brothers, and you'll be eating. You eat all on your own section. Sometimes if you want to send a hand across your brother's tray to pick even a small meat, he will do what? Spank your hand. That make you to do what? To recalibrate yourself. Know that you've crossed the boundary. As we grow, we go to schools, what we call primary school. When we go to school, if you are in class 1 primary school, you go and stand on class 1 lane. You are in class 2, stand on class 2 lane. When you just jump from class 1 and go to class 2 lane, what do class 2 children tell you? Go back, go back. Everybody will tell you to go back. Not the teacher, not the headmaster, not the principal. In this case, the principal might be United Nations. But who will tell you? The class 2 classmates will tell you, class 1, go back, go back. You yourself, you able to retreat to back to class 1 lane. Sometimes, I put myself as an example. when I failed, when I was in primary school, my friend went to class 5, for example. And then when I went to class 4 primary school, I was ashamed to stay on my line because I was too big on the line. I went to class 5 line. In my mind, I know I'm in class 4. Then I went to the other line, and they'll look at me. They look at you. When it's time to say march to your class, they will march you to class 5. You yourself, you know deeply that you do not belong in class 5, so you cannot even go there. So sometimes shame will do you to go back home. Shame will do you because you don't know how to retreat yourself. You go back in class 4 and you sit in the back, and if nobody comforts you, you become a bully. That is what is going on with Cameroon government. They have come to swallow Ambazonian, thinking that they will just take what they call 2 weeks, and they'll wipe Ambazonian off this earth. But they forgot to factorize the people in the diaspora. When they came, they invaded our land slowly and slowly and slowly, killing us, burning our houses, raping, miseducating us in many, many forms, torturing us. For example, where I come from, Manu County, Kimbong, you saw that where they went there, burn our houses, burn our villages. Everywhere I was born, in the hospital of Manfe, they went there, they burned our hospital. They went to Kumba, they burned the hospital in Kumba. They went to Kumba, they shot kids in our school, they killed them. Now, since we were born in Southern Cameroon, as Southern Cameroonians, if it's a lie, you people can testify. Since we were born, how many times have you heard that a Southern Cameroonian have used a knife to knife the brother or to knife the friend? Even if we fight in school, take grass and put it in your mouth just to show that I'm more than you. After that, you eat the grass, you spit it out, you say, please, I beg, and I'll get off your body, I'll leave you alone. But as the French people came, the Republic of Cameroon came with their own bad habit. You see how the gendarmes will beat us, kick us, use their penis and urinate in our mouth. A gendarme woman will open her bra on the street inside the gendarmerie, and once your penis stands up, she'll whip you. They'll burn candle, remove your pants, and take candle and burn your pants, burn your penis. So when you come to see all this mal behavior, all this bad behavior, that's not something we race with. So when you talk of ethics here, they are not coming for ethics. They are coming to eradicate us. And if we are still dreaming, we are talking of ethics, please, we should keep the ethic book aside at this moment and survive for ourselves. This is not survival of the fittest or survival of the fittest. Mommy and Papa, them, I tell you, the doctor asked me for here. It tells say, if it correct, we will fight back when Cameroon government it come for our land, it can't kill we. Mommy, Papa, them this time, them not say we will fight back. Not enough for fight back. Would they talk about now? Now for catch the moment enter for your house, you kill it, you burn it, you concoct it with knife, most let me you throw up. Now so they do one enemy enter for your house. Who don't enter for house, snake don't enter for your house. Bomba enter for your house. It is swallow your picking them. You born picking in Boma swallow them. You born picking Boma swallow. You look back and say, I be foolish man. Nobody go fight back, mommy. But Papa, nobody go fight back. It take you how many months for born picking? First, you get a first fine. For 5 man picking, not an easy thing. For 5 man picking. Then for sleep with he. Then for carry belly for 9 months. Then you born the picking. Then army man come up with different country. He can't kill him. Nobody witchcraft that. Some of them when they go church, when I say when they pray for cast the demon. Mommy and Papa them and sister them. Full gospel, Presbyterian, Baha'i lie. Muslim, do me or do you. Never time for cast demon again. Now the demon this don't come again for one another. At the end time this for one front. The demon don't come from Cameroon government. They don't come the for one front. They wear uniform, army, gendarme, police. Then they kill you, they go. You say you pray, make God cap, or you pray for cast the demon. Now the demon this to your face. How you cast demon? Now fire, you use them for burn for cast demon. The devil come for destroy, for eradicate you, for wipe you. They don't kill you. They don't rape you. They don't burn your house. They put you for poto. They rule and they say rule for poto. They take your money. They extort money from you. You sleep for night. They can't break into our houses. They enter our houses. They draw away. They kill them. Some of we would steal the children. They look up. That brother where they draw and kill them. So if you don't quite, now your master that we begin for marriage and they don't kill her. That sister where you live and me they kill you. Now your sister that your woman that begin for marriage you don't live and that kill her. So mommy and Papa them. The main aim where brother ask whether war be if fight me go fight, don't go no fight. Even mommy when I don't born picking, when I want a woman them, when I breastfeed picking them. Sometimes picking the vex, picking go bite mommy Bobby, and mommy go turn for look the picking the face. For sure say picking the vex. It not get power for bite you, but it use it teeth. Now coming back to these ethical things, in Lebialem this past week. Cameroon army have gone to Lebialem. The SDO of Lebialem, he ran, and because of the fight, he have run and went to the neighboring, went to their country, back to their country in Bafoussam. And he tricked the people that they should come back to Lebialem and go to school and come back and they will give the money. Some people foolishly went to Lebialem. Cameroon army have gone to Lebialem. When they see a woman suckling a baby, they go and then they rape the woman, they take the woman away and leave the baby in the house. If you leave a 3-month-old or a 2-month-old that is still suckling in the house, and you carry the mother away, now you tell me ethic. My doctor, you tell me ethic. You people that have gone to school and study books, you tell me ethics. We are on the ground. We are not looking for no ethics. That your ethics people should keep it first now. Fighters should fight. Dr. Sako have put the ethical system in Ambazonian in place. If we get on the ground, there's no trouble. We have local government by local government, LGA by LGA. We get county by county. If you know where you're coming from, you must know where you're going to. Fall back to your local government area. When you go to school in primary school, there's class 1, class 2, class 3, class 4. You go, you stay on your line, you maintain your lane. In developing countries, when they build roads, they have 4 lanes, 5 lanes. Everybody drive on their lane. You stay on your lane. He who know where they are coming from, they know where they are going to. Last but not the least, mommy and papa them, this war don't come. Some people they say me I know they for that one thing. Some people they say me I know they for that one thing. Me I go challenge all women them. I know they for that one thing. If you get massa, it concern you. If you don't get massa, it concern you. When your period, it flow every month. Take a mob 10 minutes to know for that way I think make a here. This war, it's a mess is for women, period. They throw blood, it go. If you don't contain that blood, you know, chop for replenish yourself, you go die for shortage of blood. You'll be anemic. So this Cameroon, their war, they don't come for we. They kill we, they go. They burn our houses, they go. They eradicate we, they go. I go back on one thing. Make una no wait for white man. Make una no wait for white man. White man, the function for this world, for collect data, for collect statistics. How many of them don't die? How many of them don't kill them? How many of them don't bury them? Me, I will advise una. Una go take una advantage. Any man come from una house where you no belong there, una go kill it, una go move it, take it out. You cannot sit in your house and somebody get into your house and break into your house, rape you, kill you, burn your house, and you become homeless, and you die of diseases. You saw it last time in Bamenda. How they keep on shooting, and what happened? Our people are running in the bushes. A 3-year-old is running in the bush. A mother, breastfeeding mother, is running in the bush. A pregnant woman is running in the bush. And a 9-month-old is running in the bush. A child, a toddler, a baby who is a 3-month-old is crying on the ground. And you tell me ethics. So what's ethics? All these books that are written by Europeans for you people to be. When at wartime you did not worry about ethics. You worry about trying to take up that which is blocking you not to survive. Nobody will ask you any ethical question if you are dead. Nobody will ask you any ethical question if you are dead. So when it comes to ethics, I will leave my senior barrister who is much more talented and educated in terms of books. Me, I'm not going with books. Me, I'm going with fight. So people on the ground should stand and fight and defend themselves and forget about ethics. I said they should forget about ethics. You people have been talking ethics. These Ambazonians have taken all their books before we were born. They have gone to all the organizations in the world. If you go find in all offices in the world, they have put documents upon documents upon documents. Can somebody hear me? Can somebody hear me? Thank God they had us. 2016, 2017, when former President Uktabe declared independence from Ambazonia. We've gotten our country. At this time, as the Commissioner for Home Front, I'm not focusing on ethics. We're restoring, implementing, and taking out those who don't belong there. And that's how we'll be rolling. We already have our country. We are not begging for recognition. If you are begging for recognition, no. We are already, what we are looking for at this time is to remove out the pests that are infesting our land. And who are the pests? Cameroon Army, Cameroon Gendarme, Cameroon administrators. They don't belong there. The order on the ground is to take them all out. That's the order. So whether I come ethical or unethical, ethically, they should go back to their country. Thank you, sir. Over to you.
Yes, thank you very much, Commissioner William, for your input. That was, well noted and well articulated that everybody back home will understand. Yes, we are talking here about ethics. For me, it is ethical to defend ourselves back home. Notwithstanding, we are for it that our restoration fighters, we differentiate the genuine ones from the fake ones, from those who just carry guns around and then terrorize even their own people, offering them shelter, doing kidnap for ransom, and turning their weapons upon their own. That is unethical. That is bad, and it should be stopped. And there is the Geneva War Convention, which is to be respected also. So thank you, Barrister Tim, your input on that.
Well, thank you very much. I will very much focus on more explanation from Willie. See, I would start by saying this. As far as Amazonia is concerned, is this war that we're fighting ethical? Yes, it is ethical. Is this war we're fighting legally acceptable? Yes, it is legally acceptable. But let us address the issue. If we hear people, oh, we're not there for that one, I think. We're not there for here and there. This story has been repeated many times. Who said the story that will come out? They're essentially from people who believe in some type of religion. You don't like that kind of thing. What do you want? They will tell you, let us just pray. Oh, God will help us. That's the take-off point. And I want to focus on that. Prayer did not start with us. We have tried for the past 7 years to go to the United Nations, to go to the Commonwealth, to go to the African Union, to contact different countries. No country has told us to go and just pray. I will pray, God can't help us. That's not happening. And so this notion of praying to solve our problem comes from our religious leaders back home, essentially. And these religious leaders can be grouped into 3 groups. We have the Muslims, who are headed by their own church leaders called the imams. Then we have the Christians, who are headed, who can be subdivided into 2. We have 2 types of Christian leadership in the church: the Presbyterians, or the Protestants in general, and the Catholics. But they all profess religion. The Catholics, the Presbyterians, the Pentecostals, they profess religion according to Jesus Christ. They profess religion according to what they find in the Bible. The imams teach religion according to what they find in the Quran. But let me just remind them that those religions that are at home, that we are talking about, either in the Quran or in the Bible, are replete with wars of survival. They're fought all their lives. And so they cannot tell you that fighting for survival is immoral. No, it's not immoral. It's exactly what you're supposed to do to defend yourself. Where do we find somewhere? I think we can remember a story told by Jesus Christ, the Good Shepherd. The Good Shepherd is the guy who will die for his own flock. And so the pastors, limited to the Presbyterians, for example, the Protestants, your flock are your Christians. The pastors extended to the Catholics, the priests, the bishops, the archbishops, the cardinals. Your flock are your followers. And so you have to die for them. If they are being attacked, they have to fight back. In fact, you have to encourage them. And there's nowhere in the Bible where God just came down and started helping people out of trouble. No. You fight back, and God will bless your efforts and give you victory. In fact, the Jews always won battles and they attributed it to the help from their own God. They didn't just lie down and God came down from heaven and fight for them. They fought and God blessed their efforts. How many of us have forgotten the story of David and Goliath? Goliath was a giant. He stood out on the mountain and challenged the poor Jews. The Jews did not just sit down and say, "Oh, Jesus, oh God from heaven, Allah, come down and kill this Goliath." They sent out a miserable David who challenged the Goliath and killed him. So God will only help you when you help yourselves. When the Israelites were being tormented in Egypt, they didn't just sit down and say, "Oh God, help us." They started to run with their two legs. They started to run away from the danger. And God helped them. God allowed them to cross the Red Sea and block the Egyptians from coming to kill them. And so you don't tell us that you are not there. Let me say I want to deal with ground zero. Let me deal with the other part of the Christianity, the one the Protestants, they essentially call pastors, but they elect pastors to senior positions. The moderator, for example, is a pastor. He went to the same religious school like other pastors, but he was choosing to lead the flock. Again, in that category of pastors, the Protestant churches, they are married. They have their own families. They have wives. They have children. Can Fonka Laurent Fonka Shang, what do you call it? Fonka what? Laurent Fonka, the moderator. I hope he's married. Can you assure us that if in the night the bee were attacking his own family, attacking his own children to kill them, his wife, you simply lie down and say, "Oh Christ, come and save me," or you fight back with what he has. If in his house he has only a mortar stick, he has only a cutlass, he has a spear, you will stand up and fight with it. And so that is where we are. The Christian faith that we all know. How many of them have forgotten the Crusades? The Crusades were religious wars that they were fighting for the survival of Christianity. And they did that. They even invaded other countries to spread their religion. What do you call the war being fought by Boko Haram? It's a religious war. When they come to attack some families up there, those families just lie down and say, "Okay, Allah, come and help us," or they fight back. They fight back to survive. Again, I take it now to the Catholic side of the story. The Catholic priests, bishops, and so on don't get married. But they have gotten married physically to the church. And the church is their own followers, their flock. Those are their children, those are their mothers. And so, if you don't defend them when they are being attacked, who else will you defend? How many of us have forgotten the story of the burning down of the Catholic Church in Jam? So, what would the Bishop of Manfred do if he was sitting inside that church with his Christians praying and the bee came attacking to kill them? He will lie down with his Bible and his rosary and say, "Okay, Christ, come and help us," or you fight back first. You fight back with whatever thing you have to survive, to defend the people who are with you. Moderator Fonka will fight back if they attacked his headquarters with his Christians inside. So this idea of "I don't want that one at him, I will only pray," I think is the wrong teaching of the church. No church tells you tie your hands behind and die. So you fight back and back to Ambazonian. Unless they are just ignorant or dishonest. They all agree that no Ambazonian, no British Southern Cameroonian, no Anglophone attacked Yaoundé. We were simply talking with our bare hands, and they attacked us. Some of us who were in Yaoundé were in Douala, they ran back home, and they follow us there. Go to Ngarabu and kill people. Go to Kotija and kill people. So what does this church expect us to do? Just lie down and be killed to the last man? No. At least in Manfred case, for example, the bishop was happy when his priest and other people captured there mysteriously found themselves somewhere in Nigeria. They escaped to save their lives. And they were coming back home. They came to the cop. The colonel administrator said, why would call some B to come and escort you? He said, no, we don't need a B because they are enemies. And so this idea of we know they for that one nothing, we can only pray. We agree. We have not discarded prayers. If you cannot fight, at least pray. Pray for this thing to end. We don't expect our own mothers, our own fathers to take their mothers stick to fight, but they can pray. But we don't expect our able young men and young women to lie down and be slaughtered. They can fight back. Even by the time you die, you kill one enemy, one of your aggressors. I think, in my own opinion, heaven will reserve a place for you. So the war that we're fighting is a war of aggression. Somebody comes to attack you. No matter what it is, you fight back. No matter how weak you are, Pastor, if somebody invaded your house and started raping your wife, you fight back. You know, for your arms and ask Christ to come and help you. You fight back. And that's what we're fighting. So the idea of a war being ethical or not, ethical is doing the right thing. Ambazonians are doing the right thing by fighting against the aggressors. If you don't want to accept it, don't accept it. But that's the fact. Yaoundé knows that they are the aggressors. That's why they will do everything to take bribe, pay people to show them where your child is sitting, where your husband is hiding. Not for them to capture him and go and train him, but to kill him. So what will you do? If you are an 8-year-old child of a father who is being adopted to go and be killed, you say, no, let me pray to God. You fight back. Are you ethically right? Yes. You will be a David bringing down a Goliath with the blessing of the Almighty God. So that's it. Again, we have not discarded prayers, but prayers is not meant to save all of us. For those who can only pray, do the prayer. For those who can fight to defend the others, who encourage you to do it, double your effort. Kill your enemy if it is to save your own life. You do it. You don't save the life of your enemy at the expense of your own life. Thank you, Doctor. I think that's how far I can go now.
Well said, Barrister Tim. Thank you. Right on point, as usual. The thing is, we Ambazonians, we are predominantly Christians, followers of Christ. And what do you do as a Christian? There is your faith and the good works that you must do. The Bible tells us those are works that were created beforehand by God for us to walk in them. Christ said, what you do for the least of my followers, you do it to me. You feed the hungry, you clothe the sick, you clothe the naked, you feed the hungry, you take care of the sick, you visit those in prison. And La République has murdered over 40 to 50,000 of Ambazonians since this war began. There are hundreds of thousands as refugees. There are women raped, needing psychological care. There are prisoners, Ambazonians incarcerated in their concentration camps they call prisons. And there are many who are wounded. If you claim you are a Christian and your people A war is being waged upon them, a genocidal war for that matter. And they are suffering, they are dying, they are in prison. And you do not do something for them because you claim, oh, I don't like war, this and that. Then by definition, you are a bad Christian. You are a bad Christian because that is not what Christianity is all about. So if you are there only trying to say, oh, this, that, who started this, I'm not there for war, and all that, then that is nonsense. Then know that you are not doing the right thing. Christianly speaking, humanly speaking, morally speaking, you're on the wrong side. And what is being done to us is we are a people, Southern Cameroon's Ambazonia, having a territory, having a nation, having been autonomous. Powers has changed hands even before La République became independent on 1st January 1960. And you are trying to wipe away anybody who comes from that, who claims to come from that territory. A people, a nation, that is definition, the very definition of genocide. So some people see our war as, oh, it is just some internal conflict, this and that. I would call it genocide. So, Commissioner Willie, your take on that?
Yes, Doctor. Before I go to that definition that the white man gives genocide or homicide or whatever side, I will want to clarify something that you said that I do not agree with you. You said in Ambazonia they have bad amber fighters. They have bad amber fighters that go in and harass people and rape people and commit crimes. In Ambazonia, we do not have anything as bad amber fighters. In Ambazonia, we have infiltrated people that were put there by the Cameroon army. We have paid agents that have been installed inside Ambazonia. They have given them guns, and they are going around killing people, harassing people, torturing our people. For example, in Akwaya, some of those people they call senators, they form what they call vigilante group, and they give them guns, they arm them, and they just tell them, shoot anything you see. They go to villages in Akwaya, kill people, slaughter people, so that they can maintain seats in Yaoundé. I'm saying this because maybe I'm choose Manu as a county, for example, a case study, because that's where I manage. For example, in Manu, we have Manu Restorational Forces. And all Manu Restorational Forces under the command of Manu County, under the leadership of President Dr. Samuel Sakoe Kome, we have a chain of command based on the LG, all the LGs, we have local government areas. For example, in Manfe Central, we have the chair lady, Masera for Manfe Central. For Akwaya, we have the chairperson, Dr. Mbia, for Akwaya. And you can name the rest. So each local government area have a chairperson, and under that chairperson, they have a command structure where we say, we do not want to see military posts in this area, A, B, C, D, and they go and take care of it. Now, where do these other people you call bad or fake amber fighters come from? Some of you say Atanga G boys, some of you say this. No. Tabetando, the Mengots, the CPDM people in Manu, they have their own army. I'm not going to hide it from you. They are being paid. They are being paid more than us. They pay them so they should cause this organization in Manu and this organization in Ambazonia. So in all the 13 counties and 61 local government area in Ambazonia, these CPDM people, they have planted their agents inside. They come in the form of ADF. They come in the form of other names. And you see people like Bitacola begin to come in. They come in many categories. So that way, they will come and harm our people and kill our people. Doctor, you grew in Ambazonia. Be honest. Since you were growing up, how many people of your age group or your friends have ever invaded your environment or attacked your mother with a knife or rape your mother before this war? Since before this war started, we never rape our sisters, we never rape our brothers, we never fight with our sisters to kill them. But when the enemy came in, Cameroon government came in, and things begin to go south. What does that tell you? Are you blind enough not to see that whoever comes in as an invader is the one that bringing the new behavior? If you have a dog in the house you have a dog in the house with 5 bones, and the dog never touched any bone, and the day the 6th dog come in and bones begin to get lost, who will you accuse? You will not know that the stranger that come and bring all this bad behavior. That's what Cameroon government is doing. Now let's come back to this year on. Secondly, I will bring something that you pointed out about the Christianity. The church inside Ambazonia is an agent of La République. I can say it. The church inside Ambazonia is an agent of La République. Reason being that Bishop Mkia said it last time over here. When the war started, when they burned houses in Ambazonia, Bishop Mkia, what is that akaba, I don't know how they call it in English. He went village to village and pointed out who burned the houses that were being burned by Cameroon army. He pointed them all. They were on TV. You saw them. He pointed them. When Cameroon government gave him money, he flipped. The pastors, the priests, they are the one going behind, telling Ambazonian fighters to drop their weapons. The churches have become military bases. Why? They are going behind, cornering fighters, telling them to drop their weapons, taking guns from our able men and women. Those guns were bought by the county money. They take guns from them and they advise them to go to the DDR center. When those fighters drop their weapons in their various locality, now they give a leeway for the army to come in and kill our people. Because why? The firepower will be reduced. So in a nutshell, pastors and priests, these are devils who have come in with their scrub to dish communion out. They have pastors and priests that have opened churches in America. Yes, Cameroon government have sent all these church people. They are in America and other part of the world. They are preaching what? Oh, it's not good to fight back. Let's talk Christianity. Let's talk this. And at the same time, their brothers are killing us. And who own these churches? They are Francophones. When it comes to this genocide that Cameroon government is causing over here in Ambazonia, me, I did not go to school to know if it's genocide or homicide or insecticide or pesticide. I know that Cameroon government have violated the international law. They have crossed the boundary, and they are killing us. When they kill you, I don't know how you guys call it, whether it's genocide. All I know that we are being killed. We are being burnt. We are being roasted. They take kids, put it hot oil, like in Bacho, in my area where I come from. They fry the child inside the hot oil. They kidnap our parents. They went to Nigeria. They kidnapped our parents. The proof is there. Former President, Mr. Yoktabe Julius, is in jail. You can see it for yourself. They kidnapped our parents. Mami Happy, they roasted her in the house. The baby Mata, they shot her. Baby Tato, they shot her. A child was going to school, a child was being shot. A child was coming back from school, a child was being shot. You that went to school, that you say, what I say, I don't know that language you call again. For me, a common man, I know that they are killing us. Mommy and Papa, my brother asked me for whether a genocide or a homicide or an insecticide. They kill we. Why me tell mommy from Ambazonian, mommy, what happened? He go tell say, army kill we. Mommy that can't explain for now. We will not understand and fine. Cameroon army don't come for can't kill we. The president go for France. He totally they try for assimilate for kill we or for put up for back for time. But we they different. We no feel green. So whether Cameroon army it come whether it cause a genocide. I mean I not be lawyer. I don't know about when I law them. Me I be a fighter. They come for can't kill we. And they come for can't rape we. They come for can't burn we. They come for can't destroy we. They come for can't eliminate we. Why are you guys round it up and call it genocide? That's your business. But what they are doing to us, we're not going to let it make it happen. We're not going to let it make it happen. As the days go ahead, the rules and regulations will put up on ground. It's going to take place in shape. Whether they call genocide or they not call genocide, we go staff them. We don't send food. Make sure not come up from Ambazonia go for Cameroon government again. We are not sending food to them. We cannot be feeding those who are killing us. That law is on the ground. If they catch you going with food to French Cameroon, your car will be burned. That's an order. I said it. If they catch you bringing food from French Cameroon to Ambazonia, that car will be burned and all the content. I said it and I'll say it again. You cannot be feeding us and killing us. Brazil's product cannot leave French Cameroon and come to Ambazonia. You cannot be bringing drinks, polluting it with all type of chemical for us to drink and forget what you are doing. So we can be drunk and become useless people, and you just enter in our area, kill our mama, kill our sisters, burn our houses. Some of you call it genocide. Me, I don't know. But I know that they are killing us. I'm telling you, as a servant on home front, they are killing us. I don't know how you guys call it in your parliament, whether it's genocide or whatever it is. They are eradicating us. They meet them. They wipe we. We don't say, make sure no, they come. You know, come. Every Monday for Ambazonia is what we call Civil Disobedience Day. That's all Ambazonian, 9 million people in Ambazonia were all Ambazonian restoration forces. The 9 million people, because civil disobedience were the enemy by sitting in our houses and telling them we reject you. That's a denial. That's already a fighting force that Ambazonia have. We said every Tuesday in Ambazonia, Manfe Kok Highway, Bojogo Highway, the cars will not move. You can verify yourself. Vehicles are not moving from Ambazonia to Nigeria. Manfe Kok Highway is locked. Every Monday goes down. Every Tuesday is what we call Prison Solidarity Day in Ambazonia. That's the day where we recognize that our former president was kidnapped and is put in jail. That was the day we recognize that our Mancho BBC is put in jail. That was the day we recognize that our heroes who are in jail, we recognize them and say we stand with them, no matter how Cameroon government treat them. That day we stand till forever. Yes, the cars does not pass. Every Wednesday in Ambazonia, as a way to counteract this, they're killing us. What I call it genocide, me, I don't know, but what we are doing to prevent that they should not kill our people again. As a commissioner for Home Front, we are putting system in place to reduce the killing. And our restoration forces are reinforcing it. If you do not reinforce it, they come and kill us. Every Wednesday, our border with the Republic is closing. Any car that they see, they will shoot. Whether you're a white man, whether you're a black man, they will shoot. Because on Wednesday is a day to show that we are two different countries, two different boundaries. They should stay in their country every Wednesday. We'll stay in our own every Wednesday. We are neighbors. They should be on like that. Now, in our country, Cameroon government come in at night and kill us at night. I don't know whether genocide is committed in the morning, afternoon, or evening. But we are putting mechanisms in place to counteract whatever they are doing to try to kill us, to reduce the killing. You saw it in Bamenda this past week, how they were just spraying carelessly. If we do not put mechanisms in place, that our freeways are closed, all the freeways and Ambazonas are closed every night, every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 7 days a week, from 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. If they could have come at night and attacked our villages, it could have been worse. Those mama will not even know where they are running to. Some of them will run and go fall in gutters, in pit holes, in toilets. They will die. Some of them will run and go. The army will just spray carelessly. But now, as we've said, we have safety mechanism in place that our freeways and highways are closed at night. Now they are coming in the day to attack us. As we are moving forward, mechanism will still be put in place to counteract this. I don't know how you call it, genocide. For common man, me and papa them, me I don't know what a genocide or a homicide. They're the Kiwi. I will not go live made the Kiwi, will not be rat. They're the Kiwi, will not go live made the Kiwi, will not be rat. My brother doctor, will not be rat. When I don't go school, when I don't know, doctor, you will not prove for me today. For instance, Ambazonian people there. I will ask you one question. This is why I'll ask it honestly. Tell me the day when, whether it's President Sako, whether it's you, a senior barrister, whether it's doctor sitting over here with us. Tell me the day that an Ambazonian have been invited to United Nations, to Geneva, to go sign any document. Tell me that day. The day that you tell me, then I will learn to fight differently. If you do not tell me and show me documentation, that the day that President Sako went to Geneva and signed all those papers that they come and fool you, the white man come and tell you, law, 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 you sit quiet, they kill you, they go. Mami, that when I kill everything we come from our front, our back, let me talk about. When I kill everything, when I keep all that white man in the book for corner, when I tear them, even if I tear them, when I shoot every dust, then they kill us, they go. You can't talk law, they kill us, they go. Now, I will ask you a question, you doctor. This is not personal. You that you like to call the law, you and senior barrister, you guys come here, law, law, law. How many of us are they supposed to kill before your law will intervene? Doctor, answer. How many of us are supposed to die before that your law that you go right in Geneva, you will intervene? How many? Answer me, doctor. Doc, how many of us they will kill we? How many has they go burn them? What is the rule of the law? How many of us are supposed to be killed? How many of us are supposed to be raped? How many of us are supposed to be burned before your law can intervene? You went and created a fake organization you call Human Rights Watch. We do not want Human Rights Watch. We want Human Rights Interventionists. Ambazonian forces, Ambazonian Restoration Forces, our motto is to light our candle and fight to free the oppressed. So help us God. Shake no day. How many of us are we supposed to be killed before you come and talk that they are Human Rights Watch? They have killed priests. They have killed priests in Manfred, they killed them. Bamenda, they killed them. They burn our houses. They kill our pastors. They kill everybody. They kidnap our president, put him in jail. You are talking about a law. Law. The white man will write a law and you black people, you carry on your head. You interpret it more than the white man. When are you guys going to open your eyes? Remove Apollo from your eyes. The white man write the book. You want to know? They tell you, hey, do you know that there's a human rights law? The human rights law. Ambazonians are rats. Ambazonians are rats. They are not human beings. Are we human beings, doctor? Answer me. You are senior barrister. Senior barrister, you study law. How many of us are supposed to be killed before you can come in with your law to stop it? How many of us? If you do not have, let me say this is really talking. If you people do not come with their law to stop this war, it's going to be terrible on the people on the ground. All those francophones staying in our area, we're going to go gaga on them. We're going to cut them with a cutlass and chop them like meat and put them on the street. I've been observing this thing. You people have been looking at it, and you come and be fooling people with your word law. Fuck the law. We're at war. They're killing us. You're telling law. Which law? Senior barrister, they are book. You study law. They started killing us not today. Our parents in the 70s go to Yaoundé to take their salary. They were being killed. They take someone, they put them in jail. They kill some of them, jail some of them, rape some of them. And yeah, law. How many of us are supposed to be killed by international law for them to come in? How many houses are supposed to be burned for them to come in? How many of us are supposed to be refugees? Every day we celebrate World Refugee Day. Am I supposed to be a refugee? My own house has been burned, intervened by Cameroon army, invaded by Cameroon army. They are killing me. I'm a refugee. And you are telling me there's a law. How many laws supposed to? How many of us are supposed to be killed before that law can act? How many of us? Having a bottle of water, you have a limit. You put it until it cannot flow again. When it flows, you wipe the rest because it's waste. Bobby is killing us and going. You guys are telling us law. Bobby have gone to Geneva and signed all those documents. How many documents have President Sarko signed? President Sarko, answer me. Senior barrister, answer me. Ethics committee, answer me. Carry this your law back to the United Nations and put it on their face. Say Willie say they should shoot anything that come to kill us. Willie said they should shoot anything that come to kill us. Keep all the laws on the side. Restorational forces, when I will keep that law there for corner. When I go shoot all dust. Whether a civilian will interfere for block this revolution, when I go kill it. Whether me, when I go kill him. Whether na mama me, when I go kill him. Then the kill with the go when they can't for people and say law. They don't kill all people, they all. Carry your brother and go put that for DDR center. Cage them. They are in a cage. You call them law. They went and kidnapped Ayoktabe Julius, Mr. Ayoktabe, former president. Put him in jail. You tell me law. What law? Don't begin to fool people with this your book. Law. Over to you, master. If I talk here, this television go chakara. Senior barrister, over to you. Sorry. I don't think I'm personal for that. When I go talk law. No, carry it back to the
Thank you.
How many of us are supposed to be killed before they bring the law to stop it? How many of us? You guys sit there begin to fool people with your book. Carry your book and go. When my mother no go to school, but she survive. Must you go to school to survive? Freedom before education. Education is what? You go to school to do what? Freedom before education. Your mother kept you alive. Before you become a doctor today, did your mother not protect you? Did she not protect you? The white man write the book, you begin to read. Oh, you are barely deciding the white man document. They give you title doctor. You come and tell me, law say law. What law? They kill mommy for bush. So why shoot mommy? You go look, mommy go look law. Make her do it. They are killing my parents. They are killing our mothers. Mommy that they kill now, forget law. Even an army come from the house. Hold your collars, oh knife. You come, you knock off your head. Everything you don't kill it too. Over to you, master. Sorry.
Thank you, Commissioner Willie. Thank you for your input. Yes, I mean, all of us are in this with a passion because it is getting on our substance. Our people are losing their lives daily, and we know if we were there on home front, our own life will be in danger also. We should not forget what is there. We are vying for total independence. We are not the one to give ourselves this independence. La Republic is not the one. It is the United Nations that is to give us that independence, to grant us that independence that was promised us and stolen away. And it is not I who put it there, it is not you or whoever. They have rules to follow. They have conditions and requirements, and we should do our best to respect all of that. They are the ones to grant others independence, not us by ourselves. No matter how painful, how emotional it is, and how inhumane the suffering being meted upon us. Remember, it has taken them 61 years of being crooked, of lying to themselves and lying to us to keep us at bay, to keep us away from this independence quest. Now our eyes are opened. Those facts are out there for everybody to see and hear, and they will eventually have no choice than to grant us that independence. But just to say, there are some set of rules there that are to be followed, whether we like them or not. Those rules are not laid down by us. We cannot come now and then make our own rules. But I see to everything that we say here, it is very, very touching, very inhumane. If they've been ignoring us for 61 years, then today we will go in with full force so that they don't ignore us anymore. And I think one thing, Commissioner Willie, that you said, saying all the churches, everybody, the church in general, are agents of La Republique. I would respectfully disagree with that. The thing is that there are corrupt individuals there. There are people who are many of them, doing the bidding of La Republique. The church, all the churches, especially the Catholic Church to which I belong, is there for the salvation of souls and to comfort the afflicted and those downtrodden. That is what it is there for. All the other things, if people are doing bad things, they are doing politics and all that. Those are bad things that they are doing, individuals are doing, and organizations, groups of them. So we are a God-fearing nation. It is in our anthem, and that should be, we should find that balance to say religion is very, very, very important to us Ambazonians. But those at the top, many of them, they are not up to the task. They are doing the bidding of our oppressor. So, Barrister, please, your input to that about genocide. And we know it is.
Thank you, Commissioner Willie. I will have 2 points to make. The first point is genocide. I'm not here to dispute or define genocide, but genocide committed against strangers, against different people of a different country, or genocide committed on your own people is all genocide. For example, we have talked about the Rwandan genocide. That was all in Rwanda. It was still genocide. What the Republic is doing to Ambazonia, let me say they are not doing it to us. It is took what they are doing to us and did it to the people of the northern region, to the people of Bafoussam, to the people of Ebolova. We will not change it from being genocide. It will still be genocide. And so my word on that is, whatever thing we do to defend ourselves against the genocide, we are perfectly right to do it. That is the right defense for your best survival. Because what is genocide, in short and simple? It's killing you for what you are, not what you have done. They go to Garibo, they go to Gokutunje, they go to Manfe, and kill people in Kembang, not for what they have done, no, but for just being Kembang people, for being Anglos. So that's the short definition of genocide. They kill the Hutus for being Hutus, or the Tutsis for just being Tutsis. And the consolation about it is, the crime of genocide is imprescriptible. It remains on you until you die. If it is not prosecuted today, it might be prosecuted tomorrow or years after. Again, whatever thing we do as Ambazonians to defend ourselves against this genocide is justified, is acceptable legally. At law, it is accepted. Nobody will tell you that, no court will tell you that, well, if they're spreading all bullets on you just to kill you, and you use your then gun and brought that the plane, you have committed any crime. That's not crime. Then, fast forward, I would join Dr. Ndula in what he has said about the churches. Say, not all pastors, not all bishops, not even all popes are going to go to heaven. Some of them are really bad, and some of them are doing a marvelous work. I started by saying that when you are a pastor, when you are a priest, your followers are your flock. You must be prepared to lay down your own life in defense of your own flock. Be it a Christian pastor or a Catholic ordained priest. If you are not doing that, you'll fail. And let me bring it back to what we're talking about. In Ambazonian, let me bring these two examples, which are very, very important for us. We have this so-called moderator of the Christian church. A few weeks ago, when some women were intercepted, just intercepted, none of them was killed, none of them was even wounded. He came out with a statement denouncing so-called Amber boys or whoever did it. At that point, it was okay. You can denounce that. That might be immoral just to catch an old woman. It might not be something religiously acceptable. Yes, but that did not end the story there. A few weeks or days after that, the military descend on the same people in the same area and outrightly murder people, kill women, kill children, kill defenseless people for no reason other than they being there. And Mr. Moderator has said nothing. If I were sitting in heaven deciding who will come to heaven, I would throw you in hell. But luckily, I don't have that ability. Still in the same area again. Let us take another example to illustrate what I'm saying. All of us still remember Ngarbu. Ngarbu was an outright massacre of children and everybody there. Yeah, when they wrote something, they had nothing to do with it. No, we don't know it. We did nothing. But what happened? There's a church guy in Kumbo who is called the Bishop of Kumbo. He came out with a statement detailing what had happened, named the children and the women and whoever was killed. Put this child was in class 5, this one was in class 6. The military came and killed them. What did Yaoundé do? Yaoundé, in the face of that evidence, was forced to admit that, we did something there. These are two reports from two religious people, two highly placed religious guys, a bishop and a moderator. Will I put them in the same category? I will not. Again, as I've said, and I think Mr. Ndula said same, not all pastors, not all priests, not all imams are going to walk into heaven by virtue of their title. So, among them, the bad ones, among them, we can count on some. We saw what happened in Manfi to crown this part. They burned the church. Well, what did the bishop do? The poor man was crying, carrying his chalices and crying there. They asked him who did it. He said, I don't know. But this is bad. Was he right? Yes, he didn't know. But they had done something very, very bad. At least to his church and to humanity. Will I put him in the same line with the moderator who believe in the word of somebody who told, oh, Amber boys have captured us? I will not put him in the same category. Again, heaven is how you walk for your own path to heaven. I'm very, very sure there are so many pastors in hell. And as I've said, if I had the opportunity to put them wherever they did, maybe I will make Commissioner Willie, even a man in heaven, I make sure those pastors who, if they ever got to heaven, to be under him. You don't need to carry a cassock to do the right job. You don't need to carry a cross to show that you are the right person preaching the gospel of Christ. You don't need to carry the whole Bible containing the Old and the New Testament or the Quran to show you are the best religious person in the world. So, since this segment was devoted to ethics, and I don't like getting, we will not like that thing when they go pray. That's where I limit myself. Other occasions might come, when we would fully address genocide and other crimes. But again, Comrade Willie, on that point, I've said, let me repeat again, what they are doing to us in Ambazonia qualifies as genocide. If they did that thing to people in Bafusam, if they did that thing to people in Baitua, in Garua, it would still be genocide. And we, Ambazonians, like the possible victims, if they were applied to in Bafusam, what we are doing is self-defense. Whatever thing we do, even the self-defense, we throw a spear, it catches the eye of somebody, that is justified. Because in self-defense, you don't go sit in the bush and begin to aim at a particular individual. You fling your spears, you throw your stones to free yourself. So that is where we are, and I think that's as much as I can say about that. Over to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Barrister Tim. Yes, what we all here are saying, I mean, many sides of the same thing. I would say two sides of the same coin. Because things are happening here where you ask yourself, but where is the so-called international community that for 61 years such things have been going on, and for over 6 years, genocidal war is being waged upon us. And yes, they talked about it, debated it in their parliaments, but as the Ukrainian war came up barely a year ago, they have been all in, sending in everything to them to help save lives. And what we are doing is seen quite differently. Same like in the Tigray, in Eritrea, and other places where there are conflicts that are being somehow forgotten. This using two sets of rules for to rule the world. That is something that, I mean, is not acceptable. So we should be shouting out and telling the world, hey, there is genocide going on in southern Cameroon. A foreign nation is invading us, just like in Ukraine. And tens of thousands of civilians have been killed. And it is ongoing. It is not something that is long ago. Here in Germany, they debated our case like 2 years ago in the parliament. It was brought up by the opposition, who are now in power, but they don't want to hear much about it now. Now that they are in power, they don't do anything much. So it is that crooked nature of the United Nations and its members that is still going on, and it is left upon us, as Commissioner Willie said, to do everything we can to open up people's eyes and to let them know such conduct cannot continue, and this has to end. So we hail our restoration fighters who are facing the bullet, keeping up our flags, giving up their lives to safeguard the independence that we have restored through our former president, Sisiku Ayutabe, who is in the dungeon they call jail, together with Patasang and others. And we are fighting, pray for their release, because they have nothing doing there. They have committed no crime at all to be where they are today. So our last point, or point before last, we had to talk about some unethical elements in the Ambazonian recognition quest. There are things that are being done that we can say, I mean, on the part of us in the diaspora, first of all, how some so-called leaders conduct themselves, and how they relate to our constitution, to our code of ethical codes of conduct, and how they relate to the rest of us Ambazonians in this independence quest. And there are like some factions, you don't know what they are really up to. And one can only deduce, as Commissioner Willie rightly put it, that those are paid, seem to be paid agents of La République sent in to disrupt the struggle. So what do we make of, all those unethical, they are purely, really unethical. We have one government, one legitimate government, that's the continuation of the government of Endele, Foncha, Joa, and Sisiku Julius Ayuk Tabe, our former president, and now President Sako. That is the one legitimate interim government of Ambazonia that there is. All other so-called governments, they are fake, they are unethical, they are not warranted. They lead to more problems than solutions. So what do we make of all that, Commissioner Willie?
Yes, Doc, before I jump to that, I want to clarify something on the air. I'll say it in English and Pidgin. Number one, what happened in Big Babanki, those women that you saw that were kept in that locality, those women were kept there for tactical reason. Cameroon government, through CPDM, came to that village, bribed some of the mama, called them, gave them money, that if they can rise up against Ambazonia, then everything will be fine, that they should rise up against their own kids. So those mama, because of hunger, they stood up and they rose up. Excuse me, my language, excuse me. So those people that rose up, some of them were francophones in that group. 99% of them were francophones. They got money. They shipped somebody from Bafoussam. They came in. Those are not Babanki women. You could see when me, I'm from Manyu. If a Manyu woman sit on my front, 99% of the time she'll be speaking in Bayangi or in Ejagam or in Anyang. When mama talk to sit in front of your face, a mama who is 80 year old, the probability for that mama to speak Pidgin English with you is slim. The probability for that mama to speak Pidgin English with you is slim. If she speaks Pidgin English, she will mix it in the dialect, and then she'll call your name. Hey, Mr. Agbo, is it not your father who is Agbo, Peter Michael? That mama will say that to you. Number two,
yes,
those fighters in Big Babanki and those mama, if you say they were our mama, they were raised by those mama. Our parents, we know them. They know us. When we grow up going to school, moving around, they give us pop, give us banana. We see them, we help them to split firewood. What convinced you that we will go and take our mama and put them on the ground to sit? Next time, we already have plan in place. Any other village, any other place that CPDM will go and give money again for them to come out. Those CPDM people will know what to do with them. We have mechanism in place already. Now, I'll ask question to you, Senior Barrister, if I go to question that you've asked. There's something that we are making a mistake here. Senior Barrister said something that, why are you killing your own people? Senior Barrister, I think that's a way we need clarification between me and you. We'll pick a fight behind after this thing. I know that. But let me say it now. You say, how can Pobia be killing his own people? We are not his people. We are two different countries, my brothers. I'm not shouting at you. We are not his people. We are two different countries. That's why they have ammo cars, tankers, and machine guns in our area killing us. We are not his people. His people, they are the people from Bafoussam and all those, the rest. Once you cross the Mongo, we are different people. We are a different nation. We have our flag, we have our anthem, we have our president, we have everything. Mommy and Papa, then we'll be two different people, though. Not to say why Papa they kill their own people. We will not be people. We will not be people. We will be Ambazonians, British Southern Cameroonians. Are they a French Cameroon, a Republic du Cameroon? So we are not his people. Let me clarify this with you people. Number two, you people that have gone to school and learned all types of books, how many times we don't give you a report card that you've passed a class? If you are in class 7 primary school, the principal called you, Dr. Ndola, come, he called you, Senior Barrister, come, he said, this is a report card, take it and go. You graduate from primary school, you go. Then you Barrister, you come back again. Where's my own report card again? Why are we making this mistake? They have given us our independence. You guys talk of 1608 or something. We are just merely here to restore it and to do what? To push on. You are not begging for no recognition. We are here to wipe out the people who are still as parasites in our land. That's what I want to clarify with people. How many times should they give you people independence? 3 or 2 or 1? United Nations have given you independence. You have it in your hand. The certificate is in their office. 1608. As people always tell us, I did not know all these things until this war came. Before you guys exposed me to it. I don't know what it says in it, but you people know. Senior barrister, you know better than me. Doctor, you know better than me. Age by age, some of you guys are older than you, or you guys are older than me. You people have opened our eyes to bring this in front of us. How Dr. Ndele and Pamela, how they went with the 1608. You people have carried 1608 and go put in all the offices. This is the era of Willie. We're carrying guns. We are not carrying 1608 to walk around. We are carrying guns to shoot those who are blocking our way. We have independence already. We are just here to restore it, to maintain it. That's why sometimes we'll pass laws. Some of you will sit behind and come out with a Christianity, God to say, no. We're not the judge, whether I want to go heaven, whether I want to pastor, not the water, whether I want to go heaven. We now keep down our prayer them aside. We are judging anybody now on earth, not on heaven. Heaven not there. Restorational forces, heaven not there. Shoot anybody where they block you now. When we go for heaven, we will tell God why we behave so on earth. Remember, I know the kind of fool Bible. Where you go for heaven? Where you go for heaven? What about those who are not Christians? What about the Muslims? What about the Baha'is? What about the pagans? So may they not fight because when they go for heaven, God will judge them. So, senior barrister, you say if we go for heaven, me I don't need heaven. Give me freedom now. Leave my land. That's my heaven. My heaven is now. Its happiness is now. Freedom is now. That is heaven. Keep them for the prison. Me I no go heaven. Why am I go fool in our book? When I take the talk in heaven, the pastor will go to heaven. In Ambazonia, our heaven is if I can come home and hug my mama. If I will come home, I should down for the same table, mommy will drink gari. If I will come home, mommy boy come for me, we should down, we chop together. If I will come home, my sister did for house, I hug it. That's heaven for me. That's heaven. When you're in a casket, biologically, me I'm a scientist. Sometimes I work with autopsy, with dead bodies. You are gone, you are gone. Period. When you are gone, you are gone. The spiritual part of it is not my responsibility. My responsibility as a servant on the ground is to shoot anything that stand on our way. You don't be refugee for how long? Barrister, you be refugee. People that you've trained, they are refugees. Me, I'm a refugee. And we are talking here whether we got some of a bad pastor or good pastor or what. Anybody, the pastor is head of a church or the priest. When Bishop Kia is representing who? The Catholic Church. That man you call his name, the other Presbyterian man is representing who? Is representing the church. If he come and stand against Ambazonian revolution, it means the church is against the revolution. Pobia declare war against Ambazonia. You think it's Pobia alone? It's the whole of his country declare war against us. If Bishop Kia stand today and talk negative about Ambazonia, it means it's Catholic Church. He's representing Catholic Church. If President Sarko stand and talk anything, he's representing Ambazonia. So we should not be downplay it when they come with church. Some people are Christians over here. But that Christian one, I keep on for this time for corner. Why am I the fool now with Christian? This time now for clear anything we for we are front. So barrister, your question again, repeat and make a start. Sorry. I will just want to clarify the air. What is your question? What is your question?
Mr. Dulo is talking to you.
Yes.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Since we talk about, I say, well, I mean, for about in we talk, won't not forget many of you Ambazonians, absolute majority, you are Christians, and will put the spiritual dimension inside this thing. And for State TV, we got one mirror that factor. Of course, everybody be welcome. Nobody force believe or non-believe on other people. Then it shouldn't be will be the ask. Now say about unethical things and whether they happen for inside our revolution, inside our independence quest, especially for diaspora for here. Talking about so-called leaders who bring more problems than solution, more division, and more infighting.
Okay, I got you. Yeah.
Yes.
I get it. Doc, when you talk of a revolution is what? It's a mixture, a dynamic mix, where you have beans and corn and rice and maize and okra, you put them together. Now you have what we call shekere. Shekere, when we were small. There's something, a basket we call shekere, a sift. God have blessed former President Ayoktabe Julius. He came up with the support of the 9 million people. He restored our independence that was given to us in 1961. We have independence already. So we are not begging for independence again. That's a mistake we make. Number two, Cameroon government kidnapped him and put him in jail. Number 3, President Sako stepped forward, and thank God he's now leading us for this revolution. Do you expect President Sako to just slide freely? No, he will have some challenges. Now let me come with you. Even Jesus Christ have disciples, and they were challenges. They were fake disciples inside with Jesus. I don't know all the history. You know better. Now, we have what you say you call the leaders. These are not leaders. These are coyotes and raccoons. When we're small, when you go to a slaughterhouse back home, where they kill cow back home, the Hausa will kill cow. We have what we call mungong dog. Sometimes the dog will go to the market when they kill cow. The dog will carry that meat in their mouth like this with the bone, and be running all over the market with the blood. When you see that cow, you say, "Oh, that dog have killed a big cow because it got a big bone in their mouth." No, but the Magida or the Alaji that killed the cow is there, and the cow belongs to him. The dog just carried the bone to parade all over the place, dropping blood, and some people who are bloodthirsty will follow. This revolution has come. The Ambazonian people they sat down. They decided that how will they govern themselves to make things better for all of us? We say, okay, Dr. Ndula, you come from Udukum or from Manu. You come from Libialem or from where? Go back to your area where you come from to protect your mother, to protect your sisters, to guide them and protect security. President Sako brought local government by local government. People are falling to the local government. President Sako brought LGA county by county. People have gone to the county. They are falling inside the county. Now, are you going to have everybody fall in that county? No. If everybody fall in there, we cannot draw universal set. When you draw universal set, when we're small, A intersection B, intersection C, intersection G, there are some things we call outliers. They are part of the universal set. As the revolution is going on, the enemy will not sit and look at us just cruise easily. They have to manufacture their own fake group, what we call low-4 group. Even in America, they have what they call a decoy. In America, they have what they call decoy. When the military, when American president is going out of the country, they have like 3 limousines, 3 different limousines, and they have people that look like Joe Biden. They get into those limousines and they go, and you follow some of them, but he's in a different one. He might even be in a small taxi. So they have decoy. So Cameroon government have brought what they call decoys in Ambazonia. He have placed them, and I'll call names. You get somebody like Ayabacho. Cameroon government have placed him there. He's an agent of Cameroon government. He's been paid. You yourself, you know. As the revolution is going forward, people like John Gute, who work for Cameroon government, he went and brought a sister called Maranta, paid her, and brought her in. She did not go anywhere because she herself, she know that she's fake. They say, what can they do next? They send agents like Chris Anu enter inside Ambazonian government in the name of a pastor. You people call him pastor, as people say he's a pastor. He was preaching before. He entered inside, embezzle money, and what? Open its own TV channel and be dishing out false information to the public. And you people are taking it, and you people say he's a leader. Moving forward, they brought other agents that I cannot call. The names are too many. John Bakuru and the rest. They brought them in. They work for Seru TV. They have gone to sit in Canada to sell the nation. They went to Canada. They could not sell us. You yourself, you've seen it. They went and sit behind. They discuss everything. They call and say leaders. They come. The question is this: if you are not an what we call a halot child, then who are you? When school closes, when we're back home, when you finish primary school, you carry your handbag or your backpack. Nobody you go back on house first. You go to your house, keep your bag before you go play with your friends. We have people that come out from school, they will remain in the field and play. That's the same thing with Ambazonia. Some of these people are immigrants whom their parents are francophones. They immigrated into Ambazonia long time ago. So now their DNA, they're physically in Ambazonia, their DNA is not us. So they're going to go to where they belong. You have to expect those things. They're supposed to be there. It's like you adopt a child. You now adopt a white child and put a white girl in your house that you adopt. The girl will grow, it's your child. But her behavior is different because she's white. We have 2 different behavior. So these people from La Republic that have come into Ambazonia, that you call the leaders, who are they leading? What are they leading? And how far are they leading? Where did the money come from? How do they raise their money? In Ambazonia, let me draw what I call economic mix or competitive advantage. I would like you you've been in this revolution for long, you've seen it. President Sako, as president of Ambazonia, he brought local government by local government, county by county, LGA by LGA. President Sako brought a drafting system whereby people in the world, you put your money voluntarily to draft as to show that you are standing with the people, your mothers and sisters, so that they can buy weapons to support and defend themselves. President Sako brought drafting, humanitarian drafting, where our people put money. You've seen bag of rice, bag of beans, bags of food item being shipped to the refugees for them to be fed. President Sako leadership is doing that. Now, President Sako leadership, you've seen how he took money. He sent it to those who are in Konenge for them to be taken care of. Lawyers represented them. Barrister Fu Johnson can testify. Lawyers represented our brothers and sisters in Konenge. I know that, but I told the government earlier that they should not spend money for them because they can only be removed by Cameroon presidential decree. But nobody listened to me because then I cannot, you people, at least 10 of you better than me alone, period. But the money is gone. Now, why you call somebody a leader? You do not lead by mouth. You lead by action. You lead by example. You lead by showing. President Sakoha is leading by feeding the refugees, arming the restorational forces for them to do self-defense work on the ground. You've seen it yourself.
Okay.
What has Ayaba done? No. What is Ayaba done? Call it. He went to Britain to sell oil. What has Ayaba done? He collided with Cameroon government as a proxy to form what they call ADF, Ambazonian Defense Forces. They're going around, those are part of B. They're going around killing us, destroying us, raping our women, causing havoc, collecting tax from our parents who do not work. They take tax from mommy the way mommy they need to work. How Ayaba Choi, mommy, those you call leaders, their own mother does not have 100 francs. So you go ask mama to give you 100 francs for tax. Where will mama have it? That's why President Sarkozy said those in the diaspora should draft in. Those on the ground, when I already draft, as President Sarkozy talked, those on the ground are drafting already. By doing civil disobedience, that's already drafting. We call for goes down, the respect goes down, that's already drafting. When they arrested people in the corner, our parents woke up, went to Gendarmerie, and charged the whole place. That's what we call drafting. They are putting the life on the line. In America, when they had a war with Vietnam, they drafted everybody. Every me sitting here, I have what we call in America, yeah, they draft everybody. A draftee. They have what they call I don't know, barrister, you can remember me that name. That you have to sign that SS thing.
Encryption. Okay.
Yes, you got to sign it. If war
What's the
comes
end, Commissioner Willie?
yes. If war come now, you can go into it. So when you see all these coyotes that come in, they are just using Cameroon system to implement in us. Like Ayabacho come, they brought tax where they went to Bamenda there. You see how they are taking tax from our parents, extorting tax from our parents that don't have nothing to do. Mommy no get job, mommy no get nothing, mommy they run for war. Ayabacho was supposed to get money, work in Europe, get a 5 to 8 hour job, work in Europe, go under his county and draft. Now, question I would like to ask you. Ask any of these people, Chris Arno, which LGA or which country did you come from? If you cannot answer, you know it's a Paraman or a child that was born out of wedlock. Ask Ayabacho, which LGA does he come from? If he cannot tell you, it's a Parapekin. Ask him, Capo Dane, what local government does he come from? Even in America, they have what they call a local government area. They do. They have county. They have county, different counties. They do. So if a child come, he said they don't know where they belong. They don't know what to do. You call them leaders. You are projecting leaders for nothing. These are all Cameroon-sponsored paid agents. These are Cameroon-sponsored paid agents. President Sako is leader that have been appointed. Let me run up, please. Is the leader that have been appointed. President Sako is the leader that have been appointed by the people. He have restorational forces on the ground for the 61 LGA. He have commanders on the ground. He have head of the health department, all department, restorational council, everything he has. We have a speaker of the House of Assembly, all those things. Me, I'm not a politician, so to be calling this politics here is beyond my scope. But he have a fighting force. If President Sako said they should lock today, they lock. 20 May, President Sako said the country should be locked down. It was locked down. What leadership do you need again? You want to be arrested? Or you want him to say you be arrested? Or but you don't not commit a crime yet? If not, you will. So what leadership do you want again?
Commissioner
all noise makers making noise here. You guys come in and be telling them, oh, they are this. Show me one bag rice that I have bought. Show me one bag rice that Chris Andrew have bought to feed the refugees. Show me. You guys cannot show. Every day you come because he have a big voice on TV. Say you must listen to me. You must listen to me. And you people begin to run around the leaders. The only leadership we have here is President Sako. The leadership we have here is the county coordinators, like myself. I'm a county coordinator. Show me any county coordinator that Chris Andrew is managing. Show me any LGA chairperson that Chris Andrew is managing. Show me any county coordinator that Abacho is managing. Cameroon government have put them on the salary, and you people are being fooled, and you people are following it. Over to you, Master.
We got you, Commissioner Willie.
Tomorrow.
So we got you. Thank you very much for that. We are running out of time. Yes, as you rightly said, those are, fake, so-called leaders. To show you are a true leader, you should be for unity. Even under the former President Sisiko, handwaves of unity was extended to break away people like the ADF. They refused. Under President Sako, the same thing. So those other people should, if they claim they want unity, they claim they are leaders, they have to be for unity, but they are not for it. So we're coming to the final stage of our, we're actually already out of time. I will just read something quick about, we educate people about our ethical codes of conduct. Today we are talking about compliance with the law. Just read down something quick and then a short closing statement from each of you, please. All elected members and employees of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia must comply with the law. Elected members and employees who commit offenses involving, in particular, prohibited drugs, fraud, seeking or accepting bribes will be subject to disciplinary and or associated penalties applied as a result of criminal proceedings. So all those things are in the Ambazonia Code of Ethics, which all the counties have a copy of, and we encourage everybody to have a copy of the Ambazonian Constitution and study it and learn it, and then you will know your rights and your duties, and nobody, no so-called leader can tell you any nonsense that from our independence quest. So thank you all very much, a great panelists, Commissioner Willie, Barrister Tim, for today's show. A short closing remarks, please, from all of you before we close it today. Barrister Tim?
Well, for lack of time, let me just give my own closing remarks based on your last segment. I didn't have the opportunity to respond. There are so many enablers. How do you know who is in the right path? We of this IG who are popularly known, who raise money publicly, who have bank accounts publicly. So what we can do, we can spend weeks and months here talking about Choya, but we'll not change anything. We'll talk about Kwanga now, we'll change nothing. What I think we should do is to educate the masses, because we're not talking to ourselves, to educate our people back home and everywhere in the world. What signs will make you realize that this is not the right group? We'll give you the pointers, and there are very few. Let me just take the last one, which all of us should take note of. We all know that there was something called Canada 2. We know that there were so many people there, groups, including the Big Four. We also know that they signed out some documents there. And up to today, they claim to represent us. Even though the thing are falling apart, they have not told us what document they signed. So to the population, if anybody goes to commit themselves claiming to be a leader in Ambazonia, let them be accountable, let them be transparent, tell you what you need to know. If they don't tell you that thing, and you're following them, you're on the wrong path. On that ground, all those were in Canada, who directly or indirectly took part in the signature of those documents, who have not told us what they signed for. Good or bad, be careful with them. As far as the IG is concerned, we believe We are doing the right thing and we still fast to it. We raise our money. Anybody who saw what happened with the refugee day, you will realize, we are know that, well, whatever thing they did there, I get my $25. You will say, well, I enjoy it because I gave $10. So, even if somebody came out of nowhere and said, I'm going to Nigeria to give food to refugees, ask that person who is sponsoring you, where's your money coming from? If they cannot give you an answer, don't trust them. Anybody who is calling a conference, wherever the conference is, it is in Kumba, it is in Manfe, it is in Japan. Ask a simple question, who is funding you? If you don't have the answer, you're on the wrong, you're on the wrong side. So for me, I would rather suggest this IG, as focused as we are, let us remain focused, do the right thing. And what I've said before saying this goes to the people who are observers. If they can learn something, that's better for them. Don't trust the people who cannot trust you because not telling you what to sign for, not telling you who is sponsoring them. They are not trusting you. Why do you trust them? And so those are unethical behaviors in war. We'll contribute our money. People have said that we're throwing the money. That's your right. They have the right to say we're throwing the money because the money was contributed publicly. But we'll also disprove them by showing accountability. Yes, 10,000, 1 million might have been thrown somewhere, but this side was stolen. So trust the people who trust you. Don't trust people who don't trust you. Thank you for following the ethics. Thank you for having me. I hope someone has learned something. I hope we have all learned something from these debates. Thank you once more.
Thank you very much, Barrister Tim. Commissioner Willie, closing remark, please.
Yes, fellow Ambazonians, I'm going to speak in English and Pidgin, if you don't mind. Fellow Ambazonians and people of the world, I come to distinct Ambazonia from false Ambazonians. Number one, Ambazonia is united under the local government area. Ambazonia is united under the 13 county and 61 local government area. Ambazonia is united under the president and leadership of Dr. Samuel Sako Ikome. Moving forward, if anybody, individual or a group of people, if they come to your office to ask you any question, you ask them this question: what local government area are you coming from? If they cannot tell you, you know they are fake. You ask them the local government area. If somebody comes to you and tell you, my name is Dr. Ayabacho, I'm an Ambazonian, ask them from what local government area or what village. If he cannot call, it means he's not part of us. And Ambazonia, we stand united under the flag. Now, people of the refugee camp, may nobody can fool una. Una know, so una belong, una get una LGA, una get una county coordinator them. Fight them for home front. Una no go trust nobody with una telephone number. Nobody at all. She shake no day. Last but not the least, if you are a man of God, a woman of God, a sister of God, please, the best thing to do in this revolution is to just be neutral and be quiet. If you want to choose the government side or the Amba side, you know you're going to run into trouble. Just be quiet. Let the fighters fight their fight. For the elders, I'm going to tell you people, some of you are 50, some are 60, some are 70. Yeah, brain is different from our own. Some of you are 70 years old. Yeah, brain is different from our own. People were slacking before. You are talking about books here and the ethics here and this. We, the youth and the young generation at this time, our brain is different. It's freedom. It's freedom, and so freedom shall it be. So we thank you for everything that they do. We give thanks to God, and we say, President Sako, we thank you. Vice President, we thank you. Moving forward, we hope we have such program again, and we should not be using God to pull our people back home. Even God in the Bible, Jesus went somewhere and fought. I don't know where it is, but there's somewhere in the Bible that people say. So fighters will fight and defend themselves. All Ambazonian restorational forces will light our candle and fight to free the oppressed. Last but not the least, I want to take this time today as an individual, as a commissioner for Home Front, to beg all Southern Cameroonians how we're going to defeat these Republic people. We're going to call what we call financial abstinence. When we go for market, we go buy chop. Mommy them, even I go see French man in market for store, when I know we go for a store. When I know buy French people that in them. When I go market, we go buy chop. When I see French man in store, when I know buy nothing. When I go see and say they go pack the commode, when I know buy thing for French man. When I buy chop for them, now they go shoot up for back for meeting weekend, they go put money down for the army, they can't kill us. If you go to the shop, you see a French person selling any item, don't buy the item. Do not buy anything from a French person. Your money, you go for market, you see cocoa, you see Mamie Young, you go buy from Mamie Young. You see Mamie Mba, you go buy cocoa for Mamie Mba. You see Jean Pierre, no buy chop for Jean Pierre. You see Jean Esomba, no buy chop for them. Mamie and Papa them, what we call financial power. You go market, no buy chop for French people them. You go see how they say they go run come out. Now the way that for you for help we, if you know if you carry gun, you go carry your money for hand. You go market, no buy chop for French people them. Maybe we see how they go survive. May God bless we all. Those them for jail will never forget una. We will stand with you now till heaven come. Maybe we not talk against it. We need independence. We not really get them. I just for restore and also when I go to see days the we wipe the people out for a land. Administrators them and other tax people them. These tax people they want to work for the collect tax for inside Bamenda and for inside Ambazonia. When I do and so out of our own risk. When I go learn to stop, when I go stop this nonsense. When I collect tax, for my they know they get money. When I do wear yellow thing they on top of market. Some when I don't carry motorcycle in the name of motorcycle riders them. When I be like a agent them. Bro, over to you, master. More when I stay blessed.
All right. Thank you very much, Commissioner Willie. And thanks to the Ambazonian people for listening to us. Don't only listen to us, but apply what we say. Read your constitution, know your code of ethics, and be for total independence of Amazonia. Support our restoration forces, pay your draft, and God bless us, and God bless Ambazonia. Thank you, ABC Amba TV, to Paddy and team for hosting us. Till next time in 2 weeks.
Thank you, everybody.
From the savannah to the Midland and the Atlantic, Ambazonia has risen to fall no more. Ambazonia rise.
Dear Ambazonians on the home front and diaspora.
Dear Ambazonia freedom fighters in the home front and in the diaspora.
The Ethics Commission of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia is coming out to alert you that it is becoming more and more evident that the former British Southern Cameroons, aka Ambazonians, will soon emerge as the newest nation in the world.
Our vision in this interim government is to make ABC a leader and a real war horse of our struggle. We want to grow it, expand it, hire and train more hands, and broadcast round the clock, around the world, and take command of the media space of this world.
You can enjoy all-round the clock, 24/7 exclusive moments of bliss as an ABC Amba TV Club member. A cappella. Latest Nigerian/African movies, global politics, ABC Amba news and updates, historical documentaries, and lots more. In our daily programs, we have Undaunted, ABC Amba News, bringing into the news untold stories with Onyi Okpala and Star Smart. Exclusive discussion, revolutionary panel conversation, infotainment, edutainment, inter/intro-governmental debates on topical issues with Tar Paddy King, State of the Liberation Movement, fronting IG and people of Ambazonia's position, the Struggles Weekly Update with Secretary Martin Mungwa, PhD, FASC. Health is wealth, health education and awareness within the Ambazonian community with Dr. Yaya. Liberation Prayer, an intercessory ministry for Ambazonia with Pastor Victor Mba. Our Freedom, spiritual awareness and education for the Ambazonian community with Pastor Victor Mba and Pastor Commando. Church and Politics.